And what's up everybody, like you may know I was supposed to release my dream card for SummerSlam earlier this week, but that video is going to be ready for this Sunday, the day of Extreme Rules. Speaking of it, instead here we are for some predictions for what has to be WWE's most extreme night of the year. Will it be? Maybe. Here's my results predictions. First off, for the Raw Tag Team Championship, we got the Revival against the Usos. This match is a little bit coming out of nowhere since there wasn't really a build up for a rematch between them for this Sunday. There is no stipulation either, at least not announced yet, which is kinda weird for that type of event, but hey, we got in front of us the greatest tag teams that WWE can offer, so even if this match might be short, it should be an exciting one nonetheless. As for the winner, the Revival hasn't really done anything since they won the titles, and I think it would be a shame to see them drop the championship this early. I just hope they're going to be able to finally show that true potential as champions, and I'm going to pick them to retain the Raw Tag Team Championship. For the Cruiserweight Championship, it's going to be Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese. So this is going to be Drew's first title defense, and you can certainly expect it not to be his last one. Gulak has been known to be one of the best technicians during his time in the Indies, and you can check by the way the special Evolve event live from the WWE Network this Saturday to get a proof about why this type of guy deserves to be called a champion in WWE. For me, there's no way though he's dropping the title back to Tony Nese. It could happen, but I don't think so. I'm going to pick Drew Gulak to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. After this, we're going to have Aleister Black versus Cesaro. You have actually no idea about how much I'm hyped for this match. I mean, screw the mixed tag team match or Taker and Reigns teaming up. This is the freaking match I want to see the most. And some of you might think, what the fuck is he talking about? Who gives a damn about this match? And I know there's good chances I'll be disappointed depending about how this match is going to be handled. But if you want to talk about gifted people, this contest is a top level matchup. It's also basically going to be Aleister's real solo debut on the main roster, kind of, so it will be pretty surprising to see him take a loss against Cesaro, which is why I'm going to pick Aleister Black for the win. For the Smackdown Tag Team Championship, we got a triple threat match. Extreme Rules might be a crazy night for all New Day members, because if Kofi Kingston retain later on against Joe and Big E and Xavier Woods win the Tag Team Championship for the 6th time on the same night, I think there will be no doubt anymore to say that the New Day will be cemented as one of the greatest teams of all time. To do that, they, of course, first have to win this triple threat. I don't think heavy machinery is going to be such an issue, even if they might surprise everyone and go home with the titles. And I actually have the feeling that Roman and Bryan aren't going to hold the championships for long, with Bryan maybe going back for a solo run soon. So in a nutshell, my winner for this match and new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the New Day. For the United States Championship, Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Last week we finally witnessed the club back together. Like I said, it was about time before AJ joined the villain side again, and he did it exactly like when he turned on John Cena in 2016, and unfortunately for Ricochet, this time he's the one to suffer the consequences. The thing is, he's on a 3-on-1 situation here, and the odds are definitely stacked against him. So even if Ricochet's reign as US champion just begun, it might come to an abrupt end at Extreme Rules. And I think it will, because thanks to the club, I'm going to pick AJ Styles to be the new United States champion. Then we have Bobby Lashley against Braun Strowman in a last man standing match. At first sight, another face-off between Lashley and Strowman feels like living the same day all over and over again, but everything has changed since the storyline exploded, like, literally. Bobby and Braun flying through the Raw stage cutting fireworks worthy of the 4th of July is definitely going to leave a mark in 2019. And now the question is, what can they do next? The last man standing stipulation is a perfect stipulation for chaos, and I think we can expect exactly that. And with both men of that size, it will be interesting to see where this goes. For the moment I don't have a favorite for the win, but after a lot of matchups between these two, I think I'm going to pick Braun Strowman to end it all. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, we got Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in the 2-on-1 handicap match. Now that Nikki has been added to this match, not as a third woman but as Alexa's teammate, this match has become way more interesting because even if the stipulation clearly favors the team of Nikki and Alexa, there is many possible outcomes for this match, but the one I'm thinking of might not be the first one that comes in mind. No matter what happens, Bayley is going to be outnumbered and has poor chances to retain her championship by herself. So that's where it will be the perfect time for Sasha Banks to make a return and save her best friend, before betraying her immediately after, which will probably start a feud we were supposed to have earlier this year. That's far-fetched, but in any case, I'm going to pick Bayley to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. And now here we go for the Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon in a no-holds-barred tag team match. The presence of the dead man in this match is still to this day a mystery, but you get to admit that Taker and Reigns teaming up after what happened in the past between them is quite interesting. I don't think the match itself is going to be tremendous, even if the no-holds-barred stipulation make it impossible to predict what's going to happen from start to end, but what I'm curious about is a possible appearance from another man, and I'm speaking about none other than Bray Wyatt. I definitely think that Bray will make its presence felt at Extreme Rules, I just have no idea about when, and most importantly, against who. But for me, if there will be a great moment for that to happen, I think it might be now. Still, I'm far from having any certitude about any of this. So, about the winners of this match, I'm gonna go with the easy pick and choose Undertaker and Roman Reigns. For the WWE Championship, it's going to be Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. The Kingston vs Joe matchup was already looking good on paper. The evolution of the feud was nice and the promos were good. I mean, we were set for a typical but promising heel versus babyface, right? And that's where Kofi started to throw middle fingers out of nowhere and changed the face of WWE. It's not about the middle finger itself, of course, it's the proof that the mindset of WWE could be finally changing, which could lead to huge improvements in every way, including superstars having way more freedom about their character and showing their real personalities, which is definitely welcomed. Obviously, a finger isn't going to help Kofi win this match, I guess, right? But like I said earlier, Extreme Rules could be the night of the new day, and even if I would love to see Joe winning this match, and even if there are still possibilities for Brock Lesnar to cash in on the WWE Championship, I'm going to pick Kofi Kingston to retain the WWE Championship. And for the main event, we got Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin in an Extreme Rules match, winner takes all. It's funny because the only match of the night I'm not actually really waiting for is unfortunately the most important one. You can't feel that way when you're speaking about the main event of a pay-per-view, but the thing is, I 100% don't expect Rollins and Lynch dropping the titles to Evans and Corbin. There is absolutely no way. The Extreme Rules stipulation is here basically to give a small chance for the challengers to shock the world, but for me there's only one person that could for sure have a big impact on this match: Brock Lesnar. There is high probability to see Lesnar interfere right in the middle of this match, which could lead to a face-to-face with Becky Lynch, for example, which will be interesting to watch, and ultimately, of course, a cash-in on Seth Rollins. I'm actually very close to hit the cash-in button and pop up a graphics of Seth Rollins vs Brock Lesnar. But I am not going to, because I think the night is going to end the way it's supposed to be, with Becky and Seth retaining both championships. And that's it for today. That was my predictions for Extreme Rules. We got a very promising event coming up this Sunday. Tell me what you think about this video and feel free to leave your predictions down in the comments below. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, please remember to share, like and subscribe, and you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. This Sunday, like I said, I'm going to release my dream card for SummerSlam, and if you don't want to miss it, click beside the subscribe button and ring the bell.